Hello everyone, welcome to the Ranting Shop. It's me, Melissa, and today we're gonna be talking about Young, Famous, and African Season 2, Episode 8. And in this episode, a whole bunch of things happened. Let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing that happens is we see Rosette Fontana talking about the whole Diamond situation. And basically, Rosette is like, well, I think Zari is lying because she kind of still wants Diamond. I don't think Zari is lying. I think everything Zari has said has been truthful. For some reason, I feel like Rosette doesn't quite like Zari like that for some reason. Maybe it's because of her connection, her brief connection with Andile. I have no clue. I don't know where this animosity towards Zari is coming from Rosette. But either way, it's quite obvious that there's a little bit of tension there. Now, as far as Fontana is concerned, she's like, okay, yes, you're verifying my opinion, which is that I feel like Zari is pressed about me, about Diamond, about me with Diamond. And so Diamond comes into the fold. He's expecting to just talk with Fontana, but Rosette is there, I guess, for mediation purposes, seeing as though, I guess, apart from her having this slight thing with Zari, she could be level-headed if she wanted to be. So Diamond comes there, and basically Fontana is like, a whole bunch of stuff happened, but I want to know, do you have a girlfriend? Because Zari mentioned you have a girlfriend. He acts oblivious. He acts like somebody hit him with a club and he doesn't know what's going on. He acts like he's dazed and confused. And Rosette is like, basically he's saying he does not have a girlfriend and he doesn't know where this information is coming from, right? So Rosette is looking like, wait, but I saw the post on social media. He posted his girlfriend on social media. So Fontana is an idiot. Immediately after he says he doesn't know or he doesn't have a girlfriend, she's like, okay, that's all I needed to know. Girl, shut the hell up. Like, you're acting very young. And the thing that irritates me, Fontana, is that she chooses to be naive for whatever reason. I don't know if it's because regardless of whatever it is, she wants her turn with Diamond. I feel like that's really what it is. Because I don't understand how, even in the very beginning, Swanky was giving you this advice and telling you, leave Diamond alone. But for some strange reason, you still had to pursue the situation, right? Even though he continuously warns you, right? And now Zari is telling you these things, which are true. Like, it's true that when Zari is there, he's gonna ignore you. He's gonna act like Zari is the only woman there. And when he's there, Zari is gonna ignore. I wouldn't say Zari will ignore every guy there, but they cling to each other. And I feel like it's more so a comfort thing more than anything else. But either way it goes, he lied. Rosette is like, this guy's a liar, but Fontana wants to be delusional. So then we have that. Calls Zari a bitter baby mama, right? Because that's the persona or the idea that Diamond wants her to receive. Because that's what he does to get women to lay in his bed. He resorts to lying about his baby mother, which I understand why Zari is so pissed, because it's very disrespectful. If you have to stoop that low to get puss, then it's disgusting, you know? So there's a meeting that is taking place with Zari, Kani, and Louis. And basically Zari is trying to figure out, like, she wants to hear from Diamond's mouth what is going on here and why is he using me in his little game to get this child, as Zari calls her, right? And then Kani was talking about the whole situation. Well, Kani is saying, well, if she's temporary, then what's the reason why you need to do all this? Well, it's because she's gonna probably be in this group for some time and it's gonna create tension. So it's best you address the situation as opposed to letting it fly. Because it's not like she's gonna leave. She's gonna still be in this group, maybe. Right? So then they talk about the Diamond situation. And Kani was basically telling Louis that, you know, Swanky was just putting all his anger out on you because his relationship with Annie fell through. It's not your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. He was just putting his anger out on you, which was unwarranted. It's funny how I haven't seen anybody address the fact that Kani kind of told Louis's business to everybody. He's not addressing Kani, and I feel like a bit of it is intimidation. He feels intimidated by Kani, and also Kani is the one who introduced him to the group, so maybe a part of him is like, let me just be grateful and be quiet kind of thing. Now, we left off with the proposal from Naked. Of course, it wasn't really a proposal. And basically, Kali is wanting clarity from her friends, Annie and Andile. And essentially, she wants to hear from them and Seba Butsi. She wants to hear from them that, like, was this really a proposal or is this in my head? Am I imagining this? Did it really happen? I'm not sure. So he gets on his knees. And I never heard Naked say anything about will you marry me. Naked did not say that. So I really don't know where Kaylee is coming from by saying he said that. He didn't say that, not to my recollection. He never said will you marry me. He was basically just pouring his heart out to her, telling her he's the only one. She's the only one he wants, and like that was that. And she's like, she said yes. And in my head I'm like, you said yes to what? He didn't ask you anything. I'm confused. But anyways, she's unsure. She wants clarity. They're confused because if you're saying he proposed, then you're engaged. And then she's like, I don't know if I'm engaged. And then they're confused. Everybody's confused. Essentially because it wasn't an engagement. So Kaylee talks to Quinton about the whole situation. And basically, he's just saying what we all know. Even she knows it wasn't a proposal, and he doesn't think that they're ready for marriage. He's been married 2 times, which I didn't know, but he's been married twice, and that's something he doesn't want to jump into because all of his past marriages have ended in divorce. So basically what he was saying was that's just a preview proposal or a play proposal or whatever he was saying, right? And the funny thing about Kaylee, she comes across a little slow to me because she's like, I googled it and there's no such thing. Duh. You ever hear people doing stuff like that? That's an idea he got from Kanye, and that's not even what Kanye told him to do. He just decided to do it and misled you in the process. And the point of the matter is, Kaylee, you're not going anywhere, so don't act as if you're gonna leave. You're not gonna leave. You're gonna stay right there and wait for him to propose to you. So let's cut the crap. All right, so now let's go over to the guys. So a bunch of the guys meet. Tubaba, Swanky, Louis, Naked, all of them meet at the basketball court, right? And Swanky feels like this is the perfect time for him to kind of confront Tubaba about the Annie situation he's going through. And my thought about it was, okay, you thought that Annie's saying sorry was inauthentic. You thought it was fake. You thought all of that, right? Wait, I forgot to talk about the fact that when Kanye met with Zari and Louis, she also mentioned the fact that she was baffled because she was like, wait, I didn't know Swanky and Annie had gotten back friends, right? Because from what she's hearing, Swanky is saying that the apology was inauthentic. Now that's news to Zari because Zari wasn't privy to that conversation. He told that to Nadia, and we know Nadia and Kanye are close, so of course Kanye is gonna tell it to Nadia. Nadia is gonna tell it to Kanye, but everybody else would be out of the loop. So either way, he wants to confront Tubaba about a situation he's having with Tubaba's wife. And Tubaba feels kind of like disrespected because this is something you could come to me behind the scenes and talk about, but you choosing to do this in front of cameras. So right then and there, Tubaba is seeing this as a moment you want to create for TV and not something authentic. And it's really funny that he's saying Annie's apology wasn't authentic, but him coming to Tubaba wasn't authentic either. It was clearly planned out for a scene for TV because, as Tubaba said, you could contact him outside of all this, you know. So Tubaba talked to him right and correct, and notice he did not come back with any back talk or any disrespect because he has a certain level of respect for Tubaba that clearly didn't have for Louis. So Tubaba is like, this is my wife, you guys have your issues, I have no issue with you. Basically, don't involve me in your mess and don't put me in the middle of it. And I kind of commend Tubaba for that. Like, that was the perfect response. Don't put me in your ish. Annie's not my child. You don't get to come to me about my wife. You and my wife talk about your situation separately. And I really loved that moment because he really humbled Swanky, like, pipe the hell down. Your issue is with Annie. You need to set aside time with Annie to tell her face to face that the situation to him was inauthentic. Don't tell other people that you felt like the apology was inauthentic, because what can she do about that when she has no clue? That's precisely why drama keeps being pumped into their relationship, is that he doesn't come directly to her when he has an issue. He goes to everybody else. What is you telling Nadia about the whole confrontation going to do with Annie? How is she going to be able to help or mend anything when you didn't come to her directly, but you're choosing to come to Nadia? As much as Swanky wants to make himself seem as if he's so confident and brave, he's really not. He's a big coward, because a confident person will say, oh, let me go to Annie and tell her my thoughts and feelings about the situation directly, instead of going to Nadia. What can Nadia do? Either way, let's move on. All right, so Andile and Sababutsi. So, first let's go to Andile and Rosette. So Andile, is visited by Rosette and the children, and basically the conversation was that he wanted to talk to her about Sababutsi, and really and truly, it's like he's not sure if Rosette is serious about wanting to try things out again. And I feel as if Rosette said yes, he would drop Sababutsi like a bad habit. He would keep her there, but his focus would not be on her. Literally what Andile is doing is juggling two of his baby mamas, which is unfair, because it's like you can't keep them around for when you're ready for them, because the whole situation with the two women is that you're juggling them both, and you're unable to set boundaries when you're with one of them, right? So he's basically saying, oh, Rosette, you want to do this again? And Rosette is like, yeah. And he's like, okay. Like, that whole talk of Seba was eliminated right then and there. And then he was like, okay, let me go to Sababutsi. So I thought he had to go to Rosette to tell Rosette that he wants to try things with Sababutsi, but to me that's not how the conversation went. Instead, the conversation was like, oh, Rosette, you want to try it again? Rosette says yes, and he's done with it. That's all he needs. So Andile talks to Sababutsi, right? And basically, he kind of, to me, wanted to break things off with Sababutsi, because it's like, okay, now that Rosette has said yes, I don't really care for us trying to work things out again right now, So it seems to me like Rosette has first dibs. So either way it goes, he talks to Sababutsi and he's like, okay, this is happening, what should we do? She's like, you should let me go. You should just let me go and let it be. Let's just be parents and let's stop touching each other. Let's keep it co-parents and not anything else. So, basically he brings up Rosette, and then she's like, okay, so is the situation that you're telling Rosette no and that you're coming to tell me no too? I'm sorry to tell you, Sababutsi, but actually he told Rosette yes, and he's coming to you to tell you no, right? That's what it is. Now she's confused. She's like, okay, do what you want. Like, she seems like she's completely numb about the situation. She seems like she's been going through this back and forth, and as far as she's concerned, anyway he swings, it is what it is. Like, she's cool with whatever. I thought she'd cry or get upset, but she didn't. She's like, okay, do what's best for you, and there we have it. Okay, and now let's move over to Fantana and Nadia. So remember, Fantana is like, okay, he told me he doesn't have a girlfriend, so he doesn't have a girlfriend. And Nadia was like, girl, the man has a girlfriend. Like, what the hell? So you're gonna just take his word? You don't even know him. You haven't even spoken that long for you to trust him so much. Like, you don't know this guy. And as far as I know, dating is for you to be gathering information. So for you to quickly jump to what he said as the truth is dumb and crazy to me. That's why I feel like as if Fantana doesn't really care. She just wants to try Diamond for whatever reason. Despite Nadia confirming that yeah, he does have a girlfriend, then she's finally telling the truth to herself and to everybody else. She doesn't really care. She just wants her try, and that's it. So just say that and stop playing around, like, girl. Anyway, so Fantana and Nadia are there, of course. Zari comes in, Kani comes in, Kaylee comes in, Sababutsi is there, Annie is there. Shockingly, Annie is there. To Nadia's shock too, to everybody's shock, because she's missed out on a whole lot. You've barely seen Annie in this entire season. So they're telling her what she missed out on. Zari's party, this, that, the fact that Fontana has something with Diamond. Well, actually, Zari mentioned the thing with Diamond because it bothers her so much. So Fontana is getting like visibly upset, like why she keep bringing up Diamond, even when stuff has nothing to do with Diamond, she keeps bringing up Diamond. I don't know what Annie has to do with my situation with me and Diamond. I don't know what Annie has to do with the fact that she's not. My situation with Diamond has to do with her being absent for most of whatever the case is. Either way it goes. So they get into it. Zari is calling Fontana a young slut. Fontana is calling Zari a old bitter bitch. And that's how it goes. So she's telling Zari that she was fake designer and all these types of things. So, but actually it's really funny because there was a fun challenge on YouTube that they did for Netflix, all of them, the cast of Young, Famous and African, where they had to decipher the like knockoff or cheap version versus the high-end version of different items. And it's funny that Zari got most of the items correct except for one, and Fontana got most of the items wrong. She only got 2 correct. So it's funny that she's coming and call people's like clothes fake when she doesn't know what the difference between fake and authentic is. So anyways, that was it for this episode. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Like, subscribe, and see you next time. Bye.